everyone. Welcome to the shed. Let's have our first sip together. So nice. I love that cup too. Tastes better, I swear. This is going to be my new series, Welcome to the Shed. It's like a porch, except it's not. And it's got a lot of stuff in it. Today I go to see my doctor for my yearly well visit. It's been a whole year since I've seen her. I am on the cusp, right there on the edge of a major milestone. Something I have not seen in 28 years. Well, I'll tell you this, definitely for 26 years, I haven't seen this. I've worked so hard to get there, to get here. And I'm so excited, like I almost need to calm myself down. And I know I'm not quite there for my appointment. I even thought about postponing my appointment so that I could get there first. And I said, no, that's silly. This is my life. This is a lifestyle, you know. I didn't quite hit that major goal before my appointment, but that's okay. I still have major bragging rates anyways. And next year, a whole year from now when I go, I'll be at my ideal weight for the first time in my adult life. Well, not the first time, but the first time since I was 23 years old. So I'll still have those. I'll still be able to feel that feeling next year. Oh my gosh, guys, I've got 1.9 pounds to be in Wonderland. I get to say that. I get to say that like all the other people have gotten to say that. And now it's my turn. It's just such an emotional ride right now for a lot of different reasons. I made a 4-hour, or no, I didn't make a 4-hour video, but I spent 4 hours making a video yesterday. And I ended up scrapping it. I wasn't happy with it. It was just kind of embarrassing and a little too much, I felt, talking about all of this. I had some unexpected emotional reactions. Nothing crazy, but I still didn't feel like I was proud of it, so I scrapped it. I still have it on my phone, but I don't want to put it out. I had it scheduled, and I was trying to make it private so I could just keep it for, you know, myself for now, my family, whatever the case, and it wouldn't let me. I couldn't figure out how to take it from scheduled to private. I don't think there was a way to do it, so I just deleted it. I still have it in my camera roll, but it's a little too much, I gotta say, for my comfortability anyway. Yeah, it's very emotional because this is generational for my family. My maternal side, it's very generational as far as I can look back. We don't know. We can't go very far back in our family history, sadly, but as far as we can go, it's been an issue. I wish that I could have overcome this before I had my children. My children are all adults now, and a couple of them really struggle. And that weighs on me as a mother, you know. I wish it could have been different, but it was a lifelong battle for me, for sure. But I'm here now. I'm more than halfway to my goal. I'm about to hit the most major milestone besides being at my ideal weight that I can imagine. And, you know, we're a model for them now. And we're a support for them. And whenever they're ready, we're here. You want to start walking? We already walk every day. Easy, join us. You don't want to go the 3 miles? No problem. After a mile, just head back to the house. We do it right in our neighborhood most of the time. We have healthy food in the house. We know how to weigh and portion properly. We don't have a ton of junk around. We do bring stuff in once in a while, but nothing that can get really out of hand. You know, even if someone went nuts, like there's only so much they could do. We don't bring in multiple junks into the house. We're very, healthy minded now. Like, I truly have become the healthy, fit, active, energetic, vibrant woman that I affirmed myself to be all those months ago. And this time, the difference is, listen, for years, I have tried to say affirmations like everybody teaches, right? All these wonderful thoughts, and they never landed. They just never landed. And the problem is, I thought I was going to just think my way to becoming a different woman. I was just going to think my way there. And that's not how it works. But there was like a missing piece for me, a missing link, a missing puzzle piece that maybe seemed obvious to most people, but didn't to me for whatever reason. And the difference this time with that is that, as I was saying, I'm a healthy, fit, energetic, active woman now. Then I got up and did the actions behind it. So I wasn't just affirming it mentally and intellectually. I was then physically putting action behind the affirmation. And I was going out for my walk every single day. And I was, tracking my food and eating whole foods for the most part. And I was picking up those dumbbells. That's the difference. You can't think your way into a different life. Thinking and affirming helps you change your mindset, which helps you then do what you need to do in an easier way. You're not fighting against the tide of your own negative or limiting beliefs anymore. That's the difference. And I'm so glad I finally figured it out. It does take me longer to figure out things than the average bear, I feel. It does. I've always known that. It's unfortunate. But I'm getting there. And that's what matters. And I'm so thrilled and grateful and so excited. It's just right there. It's so close. When I got up this morning and stepped on that scale, I even took a picture. I was so thrilled. Oh my, I have not been under 200 pounds since 1999 probably. In 1998, I had just given birth to my third child at the age of 23, and I remember being 190 pounds when I went to one of my appointments soon after that. But it wasn't long after that I started trending upward. I was exhausted, overwhelmed. I had a baby that was inconsolable a lot of the time. I didn't have a lot of support because we had moved. We just didn't have a lot of extended family support, period. And we had moved an hour and a half away from everyone and everything anyway for my husband's promotion. And he worked a lot. And so it was just me with 3 kids, one being special needs. I feel like I never recovered. I never rested and recovered. And upward trend began. The upward trend of consoling myself with food began. And it's not the first time. It's a lifelong battle. My issues with food started when I was pretty young. It's no one's fault. It's just what it is. There's always something that's going to affect us in life. It's different for everybody. People go through hard things. It's different for everybody. And that was one of mine. So, very grateful to myself, first and foremost. I'm very grateful to my past self for doing the hard work, for not giving up, for believing I could do it, for not believing that I'm some superhero or hero of broken people, and I'm different than everyone else. And a lot of people believe that. They believe they're a special case. And I know people do have issues and things that make it much, much harder. I do as well. And I'm just grateful to my past self for overcoming the limiting beliefs and never giving up and doing what needed to be done. Mentor Tanya Lee used to say to us, do today what your 100-year-old self will look back and toast you for and thank you for. And I'm experiencing that now. And I'll experience it again as I get to my goal. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be here. So much better here on this side. If you need to get here, please do what it takes. Do what it takes. I still have a ways to go, but I'm not going to let this moment go by without a huge celebration and a reflection. I'm using this to propel me all the more. I now have 51.9 pounds to get to my perfect, ultimate goal. My ultimate goal. Where I was when I met my husband in 1998. At the age of 23, I'm so excited. I'm sorry if I am repeating myself, but I'm sure you can understand. I don't want this to be a weight loss channel. It's never going to be that. It's too much responsibility for someone like me. I don't want that. I'm not qualified. My only credentials is my before picture. It's not what I want. What I want this to be is a safe place, first and foremost, for everyone and anyone. And I want it to be a positive living page, a positive mindset page, a letting go of limiting beliefs, positive affirmations, breaking free from old patterns, and especially just taking care of yourself, learning to really, truly love yourself, self-care, self-love, healthy habits. Healthy habits, not to lose weight, but because you're a human in a body, and your body needs care. And we should be caring for our bodies all the more than we care for our cars. Some people take such great care of their cars and their bodies an afterthought. And we've all been there, I'm sure. I have. It's easy to do that. It's easy to put that to the back burner. But it's not really easy because we live with the consequences of that. And that's not easy at all. It's hard. It's so hard. This past weekend, I went to the outlets. My husband took me to the outlets and I was able to pick out some clothes. I got 3 pairs of pants and 3 t-shirts from J. Crew. I never, ever have shopped in that store in my life. It was amazing. It was such a beautiful experience. We got a really good discount. And I also signed up for a credit card just to get an additional discount. I got a really good deal for what I bought. And I also got a little 2-piece set. The shorts are a little short. I would never wear them out and about. I'm not there yet, I hope I am someday. I'm 51, so who knows? I would never wear really short shorts, but these are shorter than my 9-inch. Normally, I'll only wear a 9-inch short. It's right above the knee, and I'm comfortable with that, and I feel it's respectable. Okay? These are shorter than that. They feel like a pajama. They're so soft. It's like that seersucker fabric, maybe, I want to say. But it's soft. It's so soft, so light, so airy, so breezy. It's incredible. And it looked on the hanger. My husband really wanted me to try it on. I tried it on. It looked great. It's like the shirt is just cut so perfectly. It looked amazing. I was floored, and I bought that right up. And we also went to the Levi's store, and I bought a pair of Levi's for the first time in my entire life. I'm not kidding. I've never owned anything from there. And they were shorts, and they were a little bit tight. Well, let me tell you. Of course, I don't understand their sizing. I don't understand the different styles. I was kind of over my head because I'm used to shopping at very different places because that's the only choice I had. And it's a whole different experience. And so I probably maybe could have picked a better cut or a better style for my body, but I picked pretty much like the first thing I found that would fit me. That was the longer length, and it still is very tight and a little shorter than I would like. My husband loves them on me, but I'm not quite there with the loving them factor yet, but I'll get there. I think if I lose maybe 5 more pounds, maybe I'll feel better in them. And I got 2 graphic tees from there because they had a deal where you buy one, you get the other one for like $2 more. So I got a beautiful bright red one. I don't usually like things that have brands across the clothing. Like, I don't want to be your billboard. I think it looks cheap in a lot of ways. It's just not classy to me or elegant. Not that I'm an elegant person, but I like the elegant look. I don't know. I'm just not into that usually. But it's such a beautiful red. I love it. And then I got another yellow one. It's not really the yellow that I prefer, but it's not bad. And then I went to Banana Republic. Never set foot in a Banana Republic in my life. I tried on this gorgeous, elegant, timeless, classy one-piece outfit in a very natural toned color. It was like, I don't want to say cream. I just can't think of the word. But kind of like a cream color. It was like a linen fabric. It looked so good on me. My stomach area didn't look great. That was showing. So I was thinking to myself, if I wear this, I'd have to wear a shaper underneath, a pretty good shaper. And if I do that, it's not going to feel the same. It's not going to be comfortable, and it's not going to be easy and breezy and just so light like it is. So I didn't take it. Plus, girl, when I looked at when I looked at that price tag, it was $178. I almost had a fit. I just couldn't believe that. I don't know what it would have been at the outlet store. I think it would have still been a pretty penny, to be honest with you. I was floored. Anyway, it was so beautiful. I actually took a picture of me in it in front of the mirror. That's the only thing that I took a picture of me in. And so maybe if I remember, I'll insert that picture right here. We went to Old Navy, didn't find too much in there. They didn't have any Bermuda shorts. That's what I went there looking for. I went there looking for mom Bermuda shorts, basically, with the frayed hems. I love frayed hems. They're beautiful. It reminds me of my youth. It's just where I come from. I'm so happy to see them all the time. I feel like they're classic and timeless in the jean world. And that's what I wanted, and I couldn't find them. I think they're just done for the season. And then, I got a bathing suit from there. My husband wanted me to try this 2-piece on. I said, I am not wearing a 2-piece ever. Like, that was my knee-jerk reaction. But the color is so my color. It's like a rust color, and I know that looks great on me. So I tried it on. And much to my complete and utter shock, it felt so good. It was so comfortable, so stretchy, so nice. And wow, the color was beautiful on me, just like I knew. And no, I would definitely not ever wear that out anywhere, but I took it home. I took it home, girl, and I wore it in my backyard. I don't even walk around my house or my yard like in that. I'll only lay on the ground in it. But I wear a dress over it, a little summer dress. And that's also what I got at Old Navy. I got a red, white, and blue summer dress for the 4th of July. Well, all of July, all of summer, really. It's so beautiful. It's so casual but beautiful. The colors really pop on me. I just love it. It's so exciting. All these things I have had to hold myself back from for years. I just had to wear what I could find. I had to settle for whatever could fit on my body that I didn't even like, that cost so much money in these specialty stores. It's so much better over here. It's so much fun. And I'm so thrilled. And I'm thrilled that we're in a place where we can even buy some clothes now because, it wasn't always like that. We struggled. We were a 1-income family with 6 children. That was our choice because it was important to us to have a big family. We wanted our children to have family and extended family. And of course, it's not really going to work out the way we thought for them. but their children perhaps, will have that. And that's what we wanted. That's what was important. Yeah, and I meant to say regarding the Bermuda shorts, the 9-inch length with the frayed hem. I had one pair of those. I had bought them just like a month and a half ago, and they were already big and starting to hang funny and making me look really, really frumpy. And they're the only jean shorts that I had. That's why I was looking for additional of those in a smaller size, but they're done for the season. I did get to order some very lightweight athletic shorts, 3 pairs of those as well. So I'm all set. Like, I can work out in these, walk in these. That's what they are. They're more of like an athletic short. They're very, very light and moisture wicking. So I'm all set. I'm all set now until fall. And I just know that I'm not going to fit any jeans that I have. Right now I have size 16s. I'm hoping I need a 12 by then. Can I do it? I don't know. I'm definitely going to be down a size from a 16 because they're already kind of very loose and big on me. Like, I could still wear them, but there is no way by fall I'll be wearing those. And I have really nice jeans for the first time ever as well. Because I got to buy those early spring, I think. I'm trying to think, when did I get those? Like very early spring or maybe late winter. I don't know. And I got like enough pairs of jeans for the first time ever, and now I'm already going to outgrow them. But I'm going to sell those. I'm going to resell those because I've never been able to do that before. I've only ever had like 2 pairs of jeans, 2 pairs of capris, and I've always been like busting out of them like a busted can of biscuits. I'm not saying that to be mean to myself. I'm saying that to illustrate the fact that they were demolished when I was done with them. They were stretching at the seams, very, sometimes breaking at the seams, to be honest, by the time I was done. A lot of times they'd have holes between the thighs, in the thigh area, the inner thigh area. And so they were absolutely demolished. No one could use them when I was done. I used them until I couldn't use them anymore. And so this is a wonderful place to be. It's so great. I just want to get all this out. I was thinking I should sit down and talk to you about what worked for me, finally, after 20 years of failure and trying to lose weight and failing. What actually did work for me. Like I said, I don't want this to be a weight loss channel. It's never going to be that. But I am on a weight loss journey right now. And I feel like if I could sit down and lay it all out, then I won't feel the need to talk about it anymore. I could just go on with my walk with me's, coffee with me's, spend the day with me's, all that fun stuff. Some affirmations and getting rid of limiting beliefs and curating our minds the way we want them to be to achieve what we want to achieve and all that fun stuff. But I feel like I need to get it out first so that way I can put that behind me and not feel the need to talk about these things because I've already done it. I have some time. I have about an hour and something, like 15 minutes before I have to leave for my doctor's appointment. I'm one of those that I'm afraid to get into doing really too much of anything because I'm going to get into a flow state and end up running late or forgetting or whatever. ADD brain, I have an alarm set on my phone to remind me. So, nothing to worry about. I'll do my walk after. I usually like to bang that out first thing in the morning, but I don't want to get all sweaty and then go to the doctor's. Ew, gross. I don't know. I don't think that sounds nice, so. So I'll tell you where I've been. What I have been trying to do for the last 20 years is low carb. I tried the Atkins diet and read the book in the year 2000. I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. I was in my mid to late 20s, I believe, at that time. It worked beautifully. I lost a ton of water weight, and it was super motivating to lose that much weight at once, especially when I had a lot to lose. And I would lose about 3 pounds a week doing it. So I knew it worked, and I latched on to that. The problem is I couldn't stick with it long term. I could stick with it only about 6 months tops. And I had a lot of weight to lose. Okay? I had like over 100 pounds to lose. So, if you're somebody that maybe if I only had 50 pounds to lose, I would have gotten to my goal and it would have been fine. And I would have learned probably how to not gain weight back. But I've always had like 120 pounds to lose. So I could never get there. I would try really hard on sheer willpower. It was sheer willpower I was using, which is exhausting. Okay. And I would do really well, have a cheat, something here and there. Usually when I had a cheat meal, I'd gain 3 pounds. It would take me half a week to a week to get it back off. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. It did not matter. It happened every single time. It wasn't even because I was eating like a crazy person at all. Just I was eating high carb. Like, it's a very specific system that works if you do it exactly. And if you let the carbs in, the whole chemical thing doesn't work. The whole process is interrupted. It's just how it is. So I would beat myself up. I can't have a cheat meal every now and then like everyone else. And I'm going to drop a truth bomb before I forget on that. If you have a lifestyle in which you need breaks from it, you feel the need that you need to cheat, then it's too restrictive. If you have a lifestyle where you need a day to cheat or a cheat meal just to stay sane, then your lifestyle, diet, way of eating is too restrictive. I didn't know that. I just beat myself up about it. So what I would do is I would get to about 40 to 50 pounds weight loss. And I'd be white knuckling it the whole time, sheer willpower. And then I would slowly start backsliding. I just couldn't take it anymore at a certain point. It'd slowly start back. And I didn't sleep well at night either. And I'd slowly start backsliding, gaining a little weight. And then suddenly, boo, nosedive, complete and utter nosedive. I'd gain it all back and then more. This is why you sometimes hear people say they dieted their way fatter and fatter. Because these restrictive diets, that's what happens. You lose the weight and then you gain it back and then some. And then you do it again and again and again over your life. And it really can make you fatter. It really does happen. And I've done this multiple times over the course of 20 years. So many times. And it's so demoralizing to have lost weight, have people notice, compliment you. You're starting to look good, feel good a little bit. And then to gain it all back. Very demoralizing. I have such compassion for anybody that's going through that. Because it was me. For far too long. Like, I'm the most optimistic person on earth that I would keep trying a diet for 20 years. Because instead of realizing that it wasn't working for me, I just blame myself. I'm weak. I'm lazy. There's something wrong with me. I'm broken. Blah, 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 blah. Me. It's me that's the problem. The last time I did that was in 2020. Lost about 50 pounds, gained it all back and then some when I couldn't take it anymore. And here's the thing. I'm going to set you free right now. Somebody out there. If you keep trying a lifestyle or a diet, but you can't stick to it, doesn't matter if it works at first. Doesn't matter if other people have success. Doesn't matter if the science backs it up or not. If you have a diet, a way of eating, or a lifestyle that you cannot stick to, it doesn't work for you. It does not work. I'm going to repeat that one more time. If your way of eating is something that you can't stick to over the long term, It does not work for you. I hope that reaches the person it needs to reach. It took me far, far too long to come to that realization. It's not you. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're doing something that simply doesn't work for you. And there is something better out there. Really. And you deserve that. So what worked for me in the end, and what's working for me right now, and I'm going to continue with it. I've been doing it 11 months. I'm not using willpower whatsoever. I'm using discipline and systems and a sane, balanced way of eating. Go to the TD calculator, TDEE calculator.com, something like that. You can search it, it'll come up anyway you put it in there. You enter your information, female, height, weight, activity level. I put sedentary because I was lightly active, but it was so light I just put sedentary. It'll tell you what your maintenance calories is, just to keep yourself alive and breathing every day. You burn calories while you're sleeping even. And it'll tell you what your maintenance calories are. From there, you can subtract a deficit. It's suggested like 500 calorie deficit. So that would put me at 1,800 and something calories for a deficit. Not too bad. Very doable. And I learned portion control. And that took buying a scale. You can get a scale on Amazon so cheap, under $20. And they work really well. It's so easy. I showed you recently me weighing some cherries. I can do that again. I do it all the time. You just got to be disciplined enough to track absolutely everything. By the way, get permission from your doctor. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what worked for me. I got myself a scale, and I got myself very disciplined, and I weighed absolutely everything I put in my mouth, and I tracked it in levels. MyFitnessPal is just as good, and it's free. I started out using that myself, and then I got myself active. I started out at 5,000 steps per day. I moved up to 7,000. After a few months of 7,000, I bumped it up to 10,000. That's where I'm at now. Sometimes I hit 13,000, 14,000 if I have a really active day besides above and beyond my walk, my daily walk. But generally, my bare minimums and what I'm happy at if I hit is 10,000 per day. I strength train. I do very simple workouts right now. I'm doing lighter weights. I kept trying to do heavy and I kept injuring myself. Tennis elbows, no joke. My elbow was so bad with my last injury and it lasted 6 months. Just walking hurt. The weight of my arm hanging down straight after a few minutes hurt really, really bad. Lifting my water bottle up to my mouth was excruciating. At times I had to use my right hand to assist. It's just absolutely crazy. Couldn't get comfortable sleeping. Had to keep trying to rearrange my arm. I don't recommend it. So I don't ever want to go through that again. It's my second time going through that with that same elbow. So I'm sticking to lighter weights for now. But as it was explained to me, if I am lifting lighter weights, but more consistently over time, I'm actually lifting more weight than if I was trying to lift heavier weights, but was inconsistent or had to keep stopping due to injury. That made me feel all the more better about where I am right now, and it's perfectly fine and good. And it's getting me results. I have some definition. Of course, I need to shed some more fat off, in order for it to really show. I'm doing body recomp. So what I'm doing is losing fat at the same time as putting on some muscle. So I'm trying to keep my fat in check, not go over. I'm keeping it to like about 65 grams of fat. My carbs have been around 100 lately. Originally, my goal was to have like 45 grams of carbs with every meal. I've been up over 200 carbs sometimes. It just depends. But generally speaking, I keep it around 100. I'm not a bodybuilder right now. I don't feel I need 200 and 300 carbs necessarily, you know. If I do, sometimes I do, but generally I try to keep it lower. But it's still over 100 carbs. It's still very good. I could still eat fruit. I could still eat a little rice, you know, a slice of toast. Nothing's restricted like that. It's so freeing. It's so amazing. All you have to do is be aware of your portions and be a little lighter on the fat. And so then I choose lean proteins. You know, the lean ground beef, the lean chicken. Actually, I use chicken thighs so they don't get dried out like chicken breast. I don't find the fats that much different than the chicken breast anyway. I try to trim off any fat that's visible and easy to trim off before cooking it, but that's what I stick with for the most part. What else was I gonna say? Oh, fish. I try to eat fish twice a week. It's very good for inflammation. I like salmon. I like cod. I just bought some flounder to try. So I have a lot of inflammation. My C-reactive protein, the first time it was tested was 11.8. It's extremely high. I was taking Pro Omega 2000s. I was taking Theracumin HP and P-Soothe protein or P-Soothe something. It's by Biologics. Neurobiologics, I think is the company. And those were supposed to help soothe and calm down the inflammation along with eating fish twice a week. You know, and just eating more whole foods and whatnot. And then 6 months after doing all that, it was retested and it was still 10.8. It only went down 1 point. I was really devastated. Like, I was excited, thinking, boy, this is going to go down. It's going to be exciting. And I was kind of left flat. Because it didn't move much. After that, I had a coronary calcium score test done, and I scored 0, which is good. That's what you want. It's indicative of my body being riddled with inflammation not stemming from my heart. So it seems that it's not a heart problem. So that's good to know. You know, and then I try to eat vegetables with every meal, and I enjoy fruits. I enjoy whole grains like oatmeal, jasmine rice. That's what I eat. They wanted me to eat things like, my dietitian wanted me to eat things like quinoa, farro. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't really enjoy it. It's not that I never will, but it's expensive and no one else wants to eat it. It just didn't seem like something I wanted to do, to be honest, so I didn't. I do eat out at restaurants. I've learned how to do that with balance. I didn't do it for a long time. For months and months when I started this, I was very strict. I didn't go out. I just ate very clean until I got my rhythm. Then I got a hang of it, and then I started learning how to go out and how to balance my day. When I go out, if I know I'm going to go out, I keep it lighter the rest of the day, you know. And I know how to choose good choices when I go places. I know how to choose the best bang for my buck, basically, where I can get, you know, a good meal, good amount of protein. Like, for instance, when I went to Longhorn Steakhouse last, I got a steak. You know, you can choose from a leaner cut. And I got asparagus and a Caesar salad. That's not the best. The dressing on the Caesar's a lot, actually. That was kind of a splurge. But there are options. You know, they usually have steamed broccoli. I was excited to see asparagus because most places don't have that. That was really nice. You know, of course, there's always going to be more oil or butter at a restaurant, but you can make decent choices and just lighten up the rest of your day to balance it out. I don't let that stop me from getting my steps in and my workout. That's non-negotiable. It's something I do because I'm human and I have a body and it needs care. That's it. I'll be doing that for the rest of my life, Lord willing, as long as it's in my control. It's just something I do now. It's just who I am. And that is so wonderful. Because I used to dread it. I used to dread going for walks. It was painful. It was hard. I was sweat. It was so hot. But now it's just who I am and what I do. It's so much easier. And it all started right here. And with discipline. You got to build it. You got to find a way to build it. When I started, I would have like 2 eggs for breakfast with 2 turkey bacon or 2 turkey sausage. I'd have like maybe 2 small tortillas, like the small flat taco size ones, or an English muffin, or a half a bagel, something like that, a slice of sourdough toast. That's how I started. With breakfast, that was pretty easy. I don't mind eating the same breakfast every day. You know, eventually I branch out to like oatmeal and berries, putting making it with a lot of water. And then when it was done cooking, I would add a protein powder in and mix it really well. You don't want to cook it with the protein powder. It comes out gross. But if you add it in at the end, that's why you cook it really watery so that it has enough water to mix well and absorb. I really enjoy that with some berries, blueberries, or any kind of berry, even cherries. Like I would buy the frozen bag of cherries and I would take a portion out and weigh it on the scale. And then I would put it in a colander and run it under water in my sink and it would defrost pretty fast. And I'd add that. I love those. Such a good option, especially in the winter when you can't get fresh cherries. This is just so wonderful because for years I held back. I denied myself fruit other than strawberries and blueberries and cantaloupe because too much sugar. You know, I was trying to lose weight on this restrictive diet, and it's just so wonderful that I can enjoy these things now. Now I have pineapple. I have watermelon. I have apples, banana even once in a while. Like nothing's off limit. I can enjoy an orange and I don't worry about it. All the worry and the cortisol raising is not helpful when you're trying to lose weight. I needed to get control of my stress. I needed to learn to have quiet downtime, really have time to process my day, my emotions, my thoughts. I needed rest, you know? I needed rest. And to get that stress level down, I needed to work on my sleep, which I did. My doctor prescribed me trazodone for sleep. It works well for me. I also did notice the added side effect of my anxiety's gone. And I think it's from the trazodone. I didn't realize that. Like when I first started it, they started me on 50 milligrams. And I noticed after a couple weeks, it was easier for me to do things around my house. Like, it didn't take so much emotional energy for me to clean my house. I don't know why it even did, to be honest with you. My anxiety was weird. Like, sometimes I would drive all the way to the store, get all ready and go to the store, and then just sit in the parking lot. And I wouldn't go in. I'd sit there for 20 minutes, half hour, and then drive home. I just didn't have it in me. And I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. I was just in a state of overwhelm. So it helped those things. I don't ever do that anymore. If I go to the store, I go in. It's like everybody else. It's nothing to it. I'm just going to the store like everybody else. I don't even second think it. And I think it's the trazodone. Literally. I ended up going up to 100 grams. And that's the highest dose they'll give me for sleep. They said, you know, anything beyond that wouldn't help you with sleep. If that's not helping, it would just be for anxiety. And I'm like, yeah, it's really helping my anxiety. I don't have it anymore. I don't struggle with anxiety on a daily basis anymore. It's amazing. So, you know, sometimes those things can help. There are some good things to appreciate and be grateful for with our medical system. As much as could be wrong and you hear about it that can be unhelpful, there are many things to be grateful for as well. Kept myself hydrated. I started taking electrolytes once a day in my water. Then the rest of the time I just drink regular water. I drink soda only once in a blue moon. It'll either be a prebiotic soda. Those are like 40 to 50 calories depending on which one. I like the Shirley Temple ones. Blackberry vanilla is good by Bloom as well. What else? Once in a while I'll have a Coke, or no, I won't. I hate cola now. I lost my taste for it. I can't stand it, actually, any kind of cola. I will have a Sprite Zero once in a while, not very often, but every now and then I just gotta have one, and I do. I drink water when I go out at restaurants. I drink water for the most of my day other than coffee. I do enjoy half and half in my coffee. When I go out for a coffee or at home, I just get cream. Okay, at home when I make my hot coffee, I just put cream in it. Half and half, that's it. And when I go out to Dunkin' Donuts, 99.9% of the time, I get a medium iced coffee with cream and 2 Splenda. So it's the only calories in it is from the half and half, just like at home. Works for me, tastes a little nice and special because it's a little bit sweet. That's the only time I put sweetener in my coffee is when it's iced. So I can still enjoy like everybody else and not do any damage to what I'm trying to achieve. So that's nice. A lot of times when we go out, we'll stick to fajitas. When I go to Cheesecake Factory, they have like a Skinnylicious menu you can choose from. I got the glam burger from there last time. That was delicious. I think I got a side salad with it. I left out of there satisfied, not full in the least bit. I could go walking 3 miles if I had to and completely enjoy it. I did not ever feel the need to rest anymore after meals. If you feel the need to rest after your meal to digest it, there's a problem. I can tell you that right now. There's a problem. We used to eat, and then my husband would want to go do something, and I'm like, I just ate. I needed to relax, digest my food. No, that's a problem. You shouldn't feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore. I didn't know better, but I've learned, and it's so much better. Oh, I can't stand that feeling anymore. If I haven't done this in a long time, but once in a blue moon, when I would eat a little more and didn't realize it, and then I'd have that full feeling, I cannot stand it. It's so miserable now. That used to be my norm. I didn't know any different. I didn't know how miserable I felt because it was just normal. It was like, a frog getting boiled. It's in the water. It starts getting warmer. It's kind of acclimating, maybe even liking it at first. Feels kind of nice, kind of cozy. Next thing you know, it's boiled to death and it's too late. You can't get out. That was me. I was a frog getting boiled, not realizing it until it was too late. No more. No more. I cannot stand feeling full like that. I just want to feel satisfied. It was a learning process. It took time and practice to get to that point. I took a program to help me overcome that, to help me overcome chronic overeating and emotional eating. And it didn't happen overnight. I paid for a program for quite some months before I finally got it and it clicked. And, just feeling better and feeling what it feels like to not feel that way will help. Because once you get used to feeling better, basically, and then you feel bad again by accident someday, you don't realize you ate a little much or whatever you ate. Maybe you drank a lot of water after or something and it expanded in your stomach. Maybe you ate rice or pasta or something. That's a horrible feeling. And you realize how horrible it is at that point, and you never want to feel that again, ever, ever, ever. And with the strength training, I meant to mention, my plan was to do progressive overload. So to start with one weight and then go to failure. And then when I could do a certain amount of reps, like 8 to 12, move up in weight and so on and so forth. Do that. Go to failure. Once I could do 8 to 12, move up in weight so that I could build muscle and, reshape my body as I'm losing weight. But my injuries kept me at a lower weight for now. And I wanted to mention that, and I think I forgot to put that in there, so I'm adding it now. That's very helpful. And my protein, I keep to 100 to 130 grams per day to help with that. It also helps satiate you and keep you full and satisfied and help you to maintain your muscle, whether you're trying to build some muscle or just not lose your muscle while you're losing weight. So that's important. I don't understand why they're selling popcorn in my doctor's office lobby. Here I am. Okay, we're back in the shed. Yes, I did reuse this shirt today because it's one of the lightest weight shirts I had, and I was going to my doctor. And I know I was stepping on that scale, and it did add a few ounces. You know, my latest shorts that I own and my latest shirt, along with undergarments, sure did add a few ounces, but according to my paperwork, which I put in there, I weighed in at the doctor's, which you know is always more, right? At 202. My blood pressure was high, but I was hyped. I was hyped up. Now, nobody else was there was hyped, just me, but I've been hyped up all day. Hyped, and I think that's what it was. It was 140 over 90. That's crazy. And I was shocked, but I shouldn't have been with the way I was feeling inside. Also, I wanted to show you or tell you about the other day my husband wanted to go to the gym. We joined a gym. I never go. I don't know how to use the machines. I don't want to walk on the treadmill, so I just don't ever go. He hasn't canceled it yet, surprisingly. So we went the other day because he wanted to have, they have like a scale that does a body scan and tells you about your body fat mass, basically, and your body fat percentage and things like that on there. It weighs you as well. There's a lot of stuff on here. I don't even know what it means. But really, I was concerned about the body fat percentage and my BMI. Okay, I just looked at the folded over part of this form with my personal information, and it was June 7th at 8:17 a.m. that we went there. Yep, then I found out that my body fat percentage is 37.8. I was kind of like, disheartened about that a little bit. But BMI 32.2 is a lot better than it when I started. And once I get to 29.9, I will just be overweight and no longer obese. And that's only 3 points away. Wait, is it even that? 2.3 points. 2.3% away. And it's already gone down since then. This was the 7th. Today's the 10th. I've been going hardcore. I've lost 3.9 pounds since then. And I can't keep that up forever. I'm going to have to, cool it. I don't want to downregulate my metabolism, but I figure for a few days, even a week should be okay. Then ease back towards a little more normalcy. Ease back slowly. Yeah, we're doing great. So that was a really interesting experience. Next time I go, it'll have my record of this time, and it'll show me where I was and where I am now. That's kind of cool. That's what his was showing him. And I'm thinking, I'm so close. How am I going to celebrate? I want to raise a glass to myself, right? But I don't even drink anymore. Do I want to drink to celebrate my weight loss? No. But I do really want to toast myself. So I am going to get something. Even if it's just Sprite Zero in a fancy glass, I don't know. But how am I gonna celebrate? Really, I've already gotten new clothes this past weekend. I'm not buying anything else, believe me. I already got my nails done. How am I going to celebrate? And then it dawned on me. Maybe I could buy a few sessions with a trainer at that gym and actually start using it. Especially when it gets to be really hot this summer and we're having heat waves. I'm not going to want to work out here in my shed or in my backyard. Woo-wee under the sun. Maybe I'll learn enough from 4 or 5 sessions with a personal trainer that I'll know what to do when I go in. And I thought that's such a great idea. It's so supportive of my new lifestyle, of who I am now, of where I'm trying to go. And it's something we couldn't do before. It's just a lot of money, And I think that is well worth doing. And I'm so excited at the thought of it. So maybe I won't do it right that day, but, that's the goal. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to figure out a way to make that happen. That's so awesome. Well, this video is pretty long already. I was thinking that I would just pause it here and wait until I do hit that goal and then continue and add that to the end, my little celebration and everything. But it's already almost an hour long, so I don't know. I don't know if I should just post this for what it is and make another video later. Maybe a short. You know, people seem to like the shorts. It's non-committal. It's real quick. You can watch it anytime. I love longer videos because that's what I prefer. I like to feel like I'm visiting with a friend. It fills up my social tank. Even though it's one-sided, I feel like I know the people that I really like and follow. And I love that. So I kind of enjoy doing that the most. But I know some people really like shorts and they do well. So maybe I'll do a short with the celebration because I'm not going to have much more material to share at that point. I've shared it all here right now. But if you made it this far, congratulations. And thank you. I appreciate that you held space for me and heard my story. And maybe there's something in here that might give somebody an idea along their journey that might be helpful, I hope. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks. Have a good day. See you soon.